with pride.
Mauro, Ranallo, yeah, at the time. So our producer, Kevin McDonald, what he had done is he was the one who secured the rights for the KVOS television tapings, and he was good friends with Mauro Ranallo. Mauro Ranallo by that time was already far done all-star wrestling commentary. He was basically just doing his own little thing, running a karaoke business and commentating for the Langley Hornets minor hockey league. So he wasn't doing much, but we contacted him, Kevin did, and brought him in as our commentator. And Mauro actually, he was great. He worked for peanuts, essentially. He was just happy to be doing it again and being around the boys. And he sent those tapes to Pride, as far as I know, and that's what got him going. That's what rejuvenated his career. So out of all of us, he's the one that made it.
You were telling me a story. You had some heat. You were walking down in Portland, between Portland and Vancouver, back and forth, and somebody gave your name to the customs.
Someone ran us out to Border Patrol to customs. We were doing really good. He was in a big angle with Luther. They were making me the new Billy Jack Haynes. And like we were two of probably the biggest guys there too, outside of Doc Luther, right? And then we just were crossing the border one time, and so what are you guys doing? It's like, oh, we're just going down, and it's like, which one is you? Is Vid? They had print offs of us, right? So someone dimed us out that we were crossing the border illegally, wrestling and all that stuff, making money.
Somebody wanted our spots because we were definitely getting noticed finally, which was very nice. And we were getting pushes for sure. So he had the Grappler. Trevor had the Grappler basically as his manager. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, I was involved in a feud with Dr. Luther and his Army of Darkness. So right off the get go, so Dr. Luther handpicked me. So I was very honored too. So we finally felt rewarded for all the work that we had put in the Vancouver indie scene, where a lot of things were done on a rib. And so we were feeling pretty good about that opportunity down there in Portland, and things went sideways for us. After that is why we started our own promotions, essentially.
So, just for viewers to know, Dr. Luther, that's is he still Luther now in AEW?
Yeah, he's Chris Jericho's best friend. He was best man at Chris Jericho's wedding, and just recently they had a match together, Chris Jericho and Dr. Luther, after who knows how many years, 30 plus, right?
I saw that match. That was quite interesting. So when you set up as a promoter, and obviously you were a promoter too, how did you find the difference between a promoter and a wrestler?
Oh my God, why did I ever do that? You know, like that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. And moving rings, setting things up, trying to get people to post there, because it's not like now with all the social media when we were doing it. We actually did just like old school, right? And I could have been doing other things. Let's put it that way.
It was full-time after your full-time job, but we had to get it out of our system.
But look, everything changes.
Yep.
Wrestling these days, production value is excellent. There's some magnificent wrestlers out there.
100%.
But yeah, it's frustrating. I find like AEW, I do try to watch snippets of that, and sometimes it's very frustrating to watch. There's no continuity really.
Yeah.
It's very hard to believe at times. Then other times I watch it and you're like, geez, this is fresh, it's new, it's exciting. But yeah, but it frustrates me more than it excites me. But that's how wrestling is these days, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, everything changes. New generation. They weren't people that are watching it now. The younger generation is going to watch it now. Did not watch it in our day, where you had those true villains and monsters, right? You know, where you had the bad tag teams where all the cheating was going on, and then you had the good tag teams who would never cheat, right? And so times are different. Times have changed, right? So now it's the next generation's turn to enjoy their generation of wrestling.